Hey, welcome into the arena. I want to show you a little bit today about how to teach your horse to bend around your leg and how to do it, why it's important to teach your horse to bend around your leg. This is a 3-year-old filly, Farah, that belongs to me. This is one of my horses. I haven't made very many videos with her over the years, but she's probably got about 75 rides. And by the way, she's for sale. I don't sell very many horses, but she stands around for weeks at a time, and then I'll put 2 or 3 rides on her, and then she stands around for a while. She doesn't really have a job, so I probably need to find somebody that'll give her a job. She's a 2-eyed Jack, Zan Parbar filly. Anyway, bending around your leg. It is, and I've done videos on leg positions, so let me turn her over here and show you the leg positions again. There are 3 leg positions that we use. The middle position, which is where my foot is now, I call that leg position 2. And that's where you're going to ride. When you're riding your horse, you're going to ride in leg position 2 most of the time if you're riding properly. Unless you're riding like a team roper, then you'll be out like this. And that's a joke. I don't need hate mail from team ropers, but I'm just joking. All right, so your feet are under you, that's leg position 2. Leg position 1 is up here by the cinch, a couple of inches in front of that, and leg position 3 is back here by the back cinch, a couple inches back. And so, in theory, if your horse understands the cues, when you push here, the horse will move its shoulder. When you push back here, the horse will move its hip. When you push in the middle, the horse is going to either side pass, depending on what you're doing, or we use this also to bend around our leg, and that's what I want to talk about today. So what I teach my horses, and I start teaching this, within the first 3 or 4 rides, and she's already kind of doing it. And the idea is that when I turn my toe out here in leg position 2 and push, I want my horse's body to bend around my leg. So imagine this is my leg. Right there, when I push, I want that horse's body to do that, like the letter C, to bend around my leg. And so I'm going to push here, and she did it. She actually moved, and I thought she would. And she's better to the left than she is the right. And horses will figure this out pretty quickly, so that if I'm riding along here and I just come up here and I push with that leg, I want her to bend around it. I want her nose to go to the inside. I want her hip to stay where it is and actually bend a little. And so she's shaped like the letter C. And now I'm going to ask her, I'm going to change and go to the left, and I'm going to start by pushing with my leg first. So I didn't actually touch my rein at all. And she bent around my leg, around my left leg. Now why, and she's actually doing a little too much. This little filly is the kind of horse she actually tries too hard. That's just the way she is. Why would we want our horse to bend around our leg? Several reasons. And when you're first teaching this, by the way, you can use a barrel, because it helps the horse kind of understand the idea. If you've got a barrel or a tree or cone or something like that, I'm going to bend her. So barrel racers need this because they want their barrel racing horse to go around the barrel bent in an arc. If that horse is straight, they're not going to win the barrel race. For those of us who do reining horse type stuff, and I don't compete in reining competitions, but I do that kind of riding, when we ask our horse to lope to the left, for example, we want that horse's nose tilted to the left. So how would I get that? How I would get that is I would teach that horse, I'm going to put her in the left shape here. That's what we call it. She got a little excited there. I'm going to put her in a left shape. So now she's in a position, and not perfectly, but she's generally in a position to lope off on the left lead. And she's being a little bit excited here. I haven't ridden her in almost 2 weeks. So then she's in position to lope on her left lead and to lope a left circle. And later on we'll add another cue, so I don't want to confuse you guys. But there's a lot of reasons. And then later, even beyond that, when I get ready to teach this horse neck rein, and this one knows it, when I lay my neck rein on her, my right rein to turn left, I want her nose to go left without me having to pull it. And it did. Right here, see, I want her nose to go left as she's going left. And so all of that is just setting her up to teach that. And it's a pretty important little thing, and it's pretty easy to teach. And the way you teach it is just start with your leg first. Take your horse, and it doesn't matter the age of the horse, take your horse and start walking around this barrel or whatever. and start bumping with that inside leg. And if that horse in the beginning they won't bend if they don't understand it, then bring their nose in and just bump a little harder until you feel that rib cage bend. Okay? Keep bumping. If you have to use a spur, I've had some older horses who didn't understand it, and I had to take the spur and poke them in their rib cage, and sometimes pretty hard for them to understand that I wanted their body to bend. But think about it, if you take your finger and poke, get poked in the ribs, you're going to do that, and that's what you're doing. You're asking that horse with your foot, bend your rib cage. Okay? So I think that's a pretty good little exercise, and that'll help you get your horse a lot better broke and a lot more supple to your legs.